Good morning, students.
We have completed part B of the accountancy subject. Today I would be starting with the first chapter of part A, that is not-for-profit organization. So first let's start with the meaning. Write down. Not-for-profit organizations refer to the organization that are used for the welfare of the society and are set up as charitable institutions which function without any profit motive. Full stop. Such organizations include clubs, hospitals, schools, libraries, religious institutions, etc. So, not-for-profit organizations are mainly those organizations whose primary motto is not to earn profit but to render services. We have examples such as our schools, hospitals, institutions. They provide service and their main aim is not to earn profit. So, as the main aim of the organization is not to earn profit, they will not prepare the trading and profit and loss account, but still obviously they need to maintain proper accounts. So in such cases, different kinds of accounts are prepared in not-for-profit organization. We shall discuss it later. Before that, let's go on to features or characteristics of not-for-profit organization. So first one is main aim is service. So the organizations are mainly set up to provide service to group of people and not to earn profit. For example, schools provide educations, hospital provide medical health, library provides us book or knowledge. So the main aim of these organizations is to provide service either free of cost or at a very nominal rates and not to earn profit. Next is form. These organizations are set up as charitable trusts or societies and subscribers to these organizations are called members. This is how it is formed. Next is the separate entity. Not-for-profit organizations are treated as separate entity which is different from that of the members. For example, in your school, if any of the teacher quits the job, that does not mean that the school will come to an end or the school will stop working. These organizations are usually managed by a managing or executive committee which is elected by the members. Next, major source of income. In this case, the major source of income will be either they get subscription from the members, there will be donation, there will be financial assistance from the government, there will be income from investments, etc. Surplus not distributed among its members. The current year's profit is not distributed among the members but it is added to the capital fund. But in case of partnership, what happens when we get a profit? It will be distributed among all the partners. Accounts. These organizations have to maintain proper accounts to meet the legal requirement and to exercise proper control over utilization of their fund. So they need to show where they are utilizing the funds and how the books of accounts are being prepared and how they are maintained. Form of accounts. They prepare the financial statement at the end of accounting period. Usually the financial statement prepared in case of not-for-profit organizations are receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Now let's know the difference between not-for-profit organization and profit organization. So the first basis of distinction is primary motive. The motive of not-for-profit organization is to provide services, whereas profit organization, the main aim is to earn profit and not provide services. Next we move on to capital versus capital fund. Not-for-profit organization do not maintain any capital account. Instead, there is a capital fund comprising life, membership fees, legacies, surplus, etc. Whereas in case of profit earning organization, they maintain a capital account. Next, financial statements. In case of not-for-profit organization, we prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet. But in case of profit organization, we prepare trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. Next, we have surplus versus profit. In case of not-for-profit organization, the result will be shown in the income and expenditure account either as surplus or deficit. But in case of profit organization, we get net profit or loss in our profit and loss account. Then it is distribution of profit. Surplus or deficit is not distributed among the members, but it is adjusted in a capital fund, whereas profit and loss is distributed among the owners of the business. Next, write down financial statement of not-for-profit organization. So in case of your final accounts of company, we prepare trading and profit and loss account and also a balance sheet. But in case of not-for-profit organization, we prepare receipts and payment account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet. So first let's start with the receipt and payment account. Write down, it is a summary of the cash book over a certain period, comma, analyzed and classified under suitable headings, full stop. It is the form of accounts most commonly adopted by the treasurers of societies, comma, clubs, comma, association when preparing the results of the year's working. So receipt and payment account is nothing but just a summary of your cash book. In case of cash book, we used to have the debit and the credit side, but in this case, we will be having receipts and payment. All the payments will be included on your credit side and all the receipts which are there will be included in your debit side. And also in case of receipts and payment account, we will include both the revenue and capital items. We shall be studying later about our capital and revenue expenditure and revenue and capital receipts. Next, let's move on to the features of receipt and payment account. First, we have nature of account. So, we all know that receipt and payment account is a real account. So, when it is a real account, we know what's the golden rule for real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. With this same rule, we will be preparing a receipt and payment account. On a debit side, we will have our receipts and on a credit side, we will have our expenses. It starts with the opening balance of cash in hand and bank. So the first step in preparing the receipt and payment account is we have to bring down the balance, that is the cash and bank balance which will be given in a balance sheet. The cash and bank balance in a balance sheet will always be written on the debit side, but in case we have a cash overdraft, it will be written on the credit side of our receipt and payment account. Nature of items recorded in debit side. So we all know that it's a summary of cash book. All cash receipts are shown on the debit side of this account, irrespective whether it is capital or revenue in nature or whether they are related to previous year, current year or the next year. Let me give you an example. Receipt of subscription is a revenue receipt and receipt from sale of furniture is a capital receipt. But both will be recorded on a debit side. Moreover, any subscription which is of the previous year or the next year will also be recorded on our debit side. Next, nature of items recorded on the credit side. Same way we record all the receipts on our debit side. Likewise, we will be recording all the payments shown on our credit side, irrespective of the fact whether they are capital or revenue in nature. Closing balance of this account shows closing balance of cash and bank. Whenever we get a closing balance in case of receipt and payment account, it will always be our cash or the bank balance which will be shown on the credit side. Just in case it is a bank overdraft, we would be getting the balance on our debit side. Non-cash items are not recorded in this account. Just like non-cash items are not recorded in our cash book, similarly, we will not be recording it in a receipt and payment account. For example, depreciation will not be recorded, outstanding expense or income will not be recorded in our receipt and payment account. The last point is purpose. This account does not tell us whether the current income will exceed the current expenditure or vice versa. It merely shows the closing balance of cash in hand or cash at bank. In order to know whether we have a profit or loss, we need to prepare income and expenditure account. So let us do an example for receipt and payment account. So illustration 1. From the following particulars relating to Rotary Club New Delhi, prepare a receipt and payment account. So you just need to find out whether the following items are a receipt to you or a payment. Cash in hand and cash at bank, this would be our opening balance which would be written on our receipt side. Then we have subscription collected for the year ending 31st March 2018, 2019, 2020. The subscription is a receipt, it will be written on the receipt side, And in case of receipt and payment account, previous year, next year and the current year, everything would be included. Then we have donation received. Again, it's a receipt. Donation received for pavilion, it's a receipt. 8% investment purchased, it's a payment. Purchase of refreshment, payment. Rent paid, payment. Entrance fees received, receipt. Honorarium to secretary, payment. Interest on 8% investment, it's a receipt. Furniture purchased, payment. Sale of old furniture, receipt. Sports material purchased, payment. Sale of refreshment, receipt. Sports expenses, payment. Cash in hand, we know the closing balance of cash in hand, so it will be written on our payment side. Depreciation 10% will not be taken into account as it is a non-cash item. So let's work out illustration 1. Books of Rotary Club, receipts and payment account for the year ending 31st March 2019. So we will be having 4 columns: receipts, amount, payment, amount. So the first thing is to bring down the balance. To balance brought down, in bracket you will be writing a date, that is 1/4/2018. Cash, bank. So cash balance is 7,500 and bank balance is 48,000. Next we have subscriptions. So we will be writing 2 subscriptions. We have it for 3 years, so we will be writing 2018, 15,000, 2019, 2,20,000, 2020, 6,000, 2,41,000. Then we have donation received, so 2 donations received, it is 25,000. Then we have 2 donations received for pavilion, it is 2 lakh. Then we have 8% investment purchased on the payment side. 8% investment purchased. How much is it? Again 2 lakh. Then we have buy purchase of refreshments. It is 12,000. Then we have buy rent paid 6,000. Then we have 2 entrance fees received 18,000. Then we have buy honorarium to secretary, it is 18,000. Then we have 2 interest on 8% investments, 9,000. Next is buy furniture purchased, 20,000. Then we have sale of old furniture, to sale of old furniture, 4,000. Then we have buy sports materials purchased, it is 80,000. Then we have to sale of refreshments, 30,000. Then we have by salaries and wages, 74,000. Then we have sports expenses, by sports expenses. In bracket they have given us unpaid was 5,000. It includes that. So from 25,000 we will deduct 5,000. Why? Because we don't include any outstanding items in our receipt and payment account. So it is 20,000. Then we have the balance for cash. So by balance carried down, 31/3/2019 in bracket. How much is the cash balance? They have already given us 6,200. Then we need to total both the sides. So which side is more? Our debit, our receipt side is more. The total is 5,82,500. 5,82,500. So what is the balancing figure we get? So whatever balancing figure we get would be our bank balance. That is 1,54,300. Why is it a bank balance? Because cash balance has already been given to us in the problem. I hope you all are clear how do we prepare the receipt and payment account. So write down the note. First one, actual cash received or paid is recorded in the receipt and payment account whether it is related to past year, current year or next year. Second point, all cash receipts and payments are recorded, whether they are of capital or revenue nature, full stop. Third point, non-cash items such as unpaid expenses, depreciation, etc. are not recorded in a receipt and payment account. So that's all for today. We shall continue the remaining topics in the next class. Thank you.